Hello everybody! Welcome back to Nukeshot Media once again for what is round 3 of the ARS Touring Car Championship Season 2 here at Autopolis on the shortcut course, where the hairpin, normally at the middle of the circuit, rejoins at the second to last corner. Going to be an interesting circuit to see how these Group 4 cars do it. Of course, we did have qualifying 2 weeks ago now, I believe it was, but unfortunately the lobby shut down, connection issues and that was my fault. Well, I say fault, if you can word it that way. I was the host. So the qualifying results have been saved over and they are going to be used, so we are going to be getting race 1 underway at 10 to the o'clock, so that is around, I'd say 7 minutes or so. We'll have to see. Hello to Crazy John in the chat, nice having you along. Saying no audio, well hopefully that is fixed. Hold on, I'm just going to do a quick audio check myself. Yep, everything seems to be in order at the moment, it's just not speaking early on. So to go over said qualifying results from last time out, it was TSR Swablu with pole position. He had that by less than a tenth of a second over this guy, Crazy John, who's currently second in the practice session at the moment, followed by TSR teammate to Swablu, the Joe 2 guy, who is at the top of the session at the moment, so the Alfa Romeo's looking quite good again. It was Roland Jupiter, there he is, car 94, oh it says 96 there, apologies for that. They qualified ahead of their teammate, Hagee, so that's 4th and 5th for them. Hagee 5th here at the moment as well, car 96. So that's where they are. Only one who is currently 3rd in practice, they qualified in 6th, so perhaps they've got a little bit extra pace compared to the last time the lobby was up from then. They're only 2/10 off the pace of the very top guys, so we'll have to see how they do in that Hyundai Genesis. Wangang Ghost, top American in the Honda NSX, they qualified in 7th in that Castrol liveried 71 machine. Or American account, I don't even know. There's an Irish flag on the side of the car. He's called Irish Ghost in the Discord. He's got an American flag here. I've no idea at this stage. Vitor, who is here, 6th fastest in practice so far. This sort of break period has actually allowed a lot of these guys to get a bit closer in terms of time. So you see the top 6, just over 5/10 between them. Impressive to see. So they qualified 8th. John Wandering out-qualified their teammate Amuda for 9th and 10th respectively. I believe Amuda's here in 8th at the moment in the practice. John Wandering a little bit off the pace of their teammate in 9th. Will be up to speed once we get to racing. And then it was JND, who I don't believe is here, rounding off the back of the grid. So that was only one's teammate in the SpaceX Scuderia Spinala Hyundai machinery. Again, they've been on a really good run of form as of late, has only one, so it's going to be interesting to see how they do here today. Some more messages in chat, hold on. Hello John Wandering with his standardised message at this point of nobody cares Veggie. Oh dear, of course another name of mine, Supreme Overlord Radish, so if no one knew that, that's what that is. Who am I kidding? Most people watching this probably know who I am. We ain't there yet, lads. Tribe Racing here though. Hello, Tribe. Nice having you along here. Been a while since we caught up. As purple by a tenth of a second there goes the Hyundai Genesis of only one. CJ currently top of the practice timing sheets now. So they jump Joe. That Hyundai seems to have good straight line capabilities then if it's able to go up in Sector 1. Either that or the NSX seems to be struggling, though that isn't really something that we saw last season at least. The NSX being one of the stronger cars. I recall several people wanting it to be nerfed a fair bit throughout that season, if I'm remembering correct, so definitely a strong car choice there. 112.1. Gonna just compare that to what the pole time was last time out. It was a 1:11.7 for TSR Swablu. So these guys not quite to that pace, but then again, there isn't qualifying as purple goes CJ as he crosses the line. As there's a car parked up at the side of the road, that's ART Hagee. Good to see them back again, of course, the series organizer. As my phone is acting up, there we go. You have 1K subs, congrats, tribe. Good stuff. Moving on up. Oh, just one thing that I haven't mentioned actually, Mika is unfortunately not joining us here today. He's at the seaside apparently, so you know what internet's like at the seaside anyway. As race 1's about to get underway, and I'm joined by a glass of Vimto in the commentary booth. We're about to get things underway, so it is going to be Crazy John on pole, according to this. Although that's because Swablu isn't here, of course. So Swablu unfortunately unable to make race 1 here today. So CJ inheriting pole position. Well, actually no, he is here. He's just wasn't on the circuit, so we could see a restart because of that. But I'm gonna have to just go by what I'm seeing at the moment. Green, green, green. The Joe 2 guy gets up into the lead. Only one looking to send it into turn 1. Can't quite get it done. Quinners and Hagee having a fantastic scrap, as are the GBM cars. 6th and 7th at the moment for those guys. Vital might have got caught up in a collision. Nope, they just seem to have dropped down the order a little bit. So it's the Joe 2 guy leading as they make their way through Sector 2. As Quinners looks like he could be trying to line something up going into this hairpin. Got to set himself up so he doesn't. Oh, look how sideways some of these guys get actually on the exit of that hairpin as they put the power down. Good to see. Cutting myself off mid-sentence there. As, oh, some spicy stuff here. Wangan Ghost and Vitor side by side. For Jeremy Clarkson place, second to last at the moment. Vital looking to go around the outside. Do they keep it on the circuit? I think they might have got that one done. Good work there by Vital. Now charging down the straight. It would seem that we're staying green then after we've had one lap of completion. So Swablu missing the start, it would seem. Joe 2 guy leading from Crazy John. From only one on a fantastic charge in these opening stages. It must be the plasma dynamics of that green machine. It just has to be. Superiority defined right there. He's also doing quite a good job keeping up with the lead too. As very sideways again. Roland Jupiter, those Toyota's looking a little bit unstable to that, though we did see the BMW Hamuda a lap ago get very sideways as well. The BMW with very good acceleration, not necessarily good of a trait if you're cornering while on the throttle, as it can lead to oversteer, of course. Already some marbles building up towards the side of the track that shouldn't be affecting these guys in these early stages. 17 laps of course for race 1. They cross the line for the second time. Crazy John, is he going to be close enough to challenge? It doesn't look like it, so I'm going to think that he's going to try and sit in the slipstream of the Joe 2 guy, see if he can pressure him into a mistake. As a battle for 4th and 5th, as Quinners seems to almost let Hagee go by there, as the GBM cars as well having a fantastic scrap. In fact, what's happened to Amuda? Oh, Amuda's up the road. Apologies, I might miss that. Vital all over the back of John Wandering. Spicy stuff. Making their way through that middle sector. Very technical, very tricky to get right. Now Wang and Ghost looking to perhaps challenge on Vital. Vital having to go defensive. Do they run wide? It doesn't seem like it. I think they avoid contact, although it looked very, very marginal. The top two starting to get a little bit of a gap over only one. Again, how many times have we seen these two fight it out? TSR, Joe 2 guy, and VLX Crazy John. Great to see the on-track battles developing. Again, the two ART cars as well, looking quite strong at the moment, 4th and 5th. Going to be a good duel between them, equal machinery. Seem to be a little smoother on exit of that hairpin. A good work by both of them as they make their way through the middle sector. Amuda's starting to get a little bit of a gap over some of these others. Actually, Vital seems to have gotten past John Wandering at some point, and we could be seeing Wangai Ghost challenge as well. Not quite on this occasion, but Vital managing to get past John Wandering, and that has essentially released Vital. Vital seems to have quite a bit of pace in this early stage of the race, and now they're catching up to Amuda as well, it would seem. Amuda going to one side of the circuit, as we've got a drag race between Wangan Ghost and John Wandering as they make their way down the straight. Little bit of onion barges between the two of them. Who's going to be later on the brakes? Round the outside goes Wangan Ghost. Are they still side by side? They're on the grass. That's going to allow the BMW to have a bit of a better run. And I think John Wandering's just about going to hold on to the position, but looking to the inside again. It's going to be late braking, is it? No, they think better of that. Again, a bit too early to be thinking about too risky moves, but... oh, could be a send there. That's where I've accidentally sent it on TSR Welsh, or GT Welsh as he's known, on one occasion. To the lead battle now, these two looking extremely close again. I think CJ could be in with a decent shot here. Going towards turn 1. Joe, oh, he's over the gravel. That's going to allow the VLX driver virtual life experience. I nearly said the name that they had to change it from. There. He pulls up alongside. Honda versus Alfa Romeo. Still side by side between the two of them, and I think Joe's just gonna hold out unless CJ can find his way to the inside. Joe seeming to go a bit defensive, holding the middle of the road, not compromising his line entirely by sticking to the inside. Bit of a slide as they make their way through the second sector. This battling could allow the likes of Only One to catch back up. CJ all over the bumper of the Alfa Romeo of Joe. Unbelievable scenes as they make their way through. Gonna go rear wing cam here on the Joe 2 guys Alfa Romeo. Here you see the likes of Crazy John right on the back of him. He thinks about it, thinks better. Oh, mistake! Actually, maybe, no, not quite, just a late apex. Seem to gather that up well. As actually Only One's made a mistake at some point because they have dropped down to 5th, and Amuda also side by side with Vitor. These two dueling. But we're going to have to go back to the battle for the lead momentarily. I think Joe just holds on to that again. So much happening all at once. It'd be useful to have multiple screens at this stage. Great dueling between these two rivals. Side by side once again. Again, Joe doing a good job holding CJ up. Be interesting to find out what happened to only one there to drop from 3rd to 5th. Might have just been a mistake somewhere around the lap. Vital is indeed up to 6th, by the way, but we're still having to monitor this fantastic and awesome battle for the lead at the moment. CJ looking to the outside. It seems that he's got a bit of a pace advantage over Joe. He is being held up and looking to the inside. He gets to the inside this time. This could be the tactical advantage he needs. We're going to have to see Joe giving him the shoomy squeeze. Look at that. Fantastic dueling. And he gets it stopped, or does he? Joe gets a cutback. Unbelievable scenes. Look at this, Joe managing to get a run. He's going to have the inside for the next corner. Will Crazy John hold the outside? I don't quite think he can, and indeed Joe takes back the position. Contrasting lines. Look at this. To the inside again goes CJ. Little bit of contact again between the two of them. Looking to the outside. Oversteered nearly from the Joe 2 guy. And the cutback from CJ this time around. It's going to be difficult to hold on the outside there, but somehow, unbelievable. How many times have I said unbelievable? X-Maddy G is going to send me an invoice at this rate. Oh dear, still side by side. These two have been dueling for more than a lap at this stage. Great stuff, and CJ does manage to get it stopped. Will the Alfa Romeo be able to counter-attack? Look how defensive to the inside he has to go. Here we are, bumper cam. CJ looks to take his line. Joe sends it to the inside. Gets it stopped. Nice clean overtake there. So these two seem to be quite equal on pace then. Certainly equal on racecraft at this stage. Look at this. As the battle between the ART cars also heating up. Can we quickly monitor that as well? Yep, these two still chasing each other down. Wangan Ghost and Amuda now dueling it out. So Wangan Ghost seem to make their way a little bit up the order. So good dueling throughout the field. On the grass slightly from Crazy John. The laps are ticking down, but we're only just around the halfway mark of this race. To the inside. Going to be the outside there. But he's going to have a slipstream advantage, you have to think. Again, that inside line seems to be quite crucial, as it normally is. Looking to the outside then. Setting himself up for a better exit, but Joe manages to do quite well out of that actually, given the narrower line. Amuda still having a fend off Wangan Ghost. Seeming to get a little bit of a gap on them at the moment. As is Joe momentarily getting a bit of breathing room from CJ. That's just a bit of a cleaner sector. So again, the Honda comes charging back up. The slipstream chain seems to be making these guys stuck together. Could be another run here, this time around for the Mad Greek. Gonna go on board yet again. See the closing speed again. It's not overly much. Oh, a little bit of contact there on the run down. Perhaps just a slight misjudgment. Oh! Might clip the outside wheel on the grass, certainly does there. Just gonna have to monitor the rest of the field at the moment, so the top 5 quite a way back. But look at the dueling here! Wangan Ghost goes wide! That could allow John Wandering to go through, it certainly allows a Muda back through. John Wandering looking to send it to the inside, is he? No, can't quite get it done. And this is allowing Vitor back into the mix as well. I don't know how Vitor's managed to get back down to 9th. Meanwhile, they seem to be making headway towards only one at some stage, but they're back down in 9th at the moment. So the two Golden Bear Motorsport teammates, the silver grey BMWs with the golden rims, looking to be working together quite well. Wangan Ghost, the meat and the sandwich. Oh, Joe over the grass, nearly into the gravel. That could compromise their run. We just picked that up. Big up Jack Wilkinson on the cam once again. Still the duel continues. CJ looking to the inside. Very nearly contact again between the two of them. It's been close, but very fair and respectful racing, and the racecraft is simply awe-inspiring to watch between these. Look how close they get mid-corner as well. Wouldn't see that in Formula 1 with dirty air. CJ, very aggressive dive to the outside. Seeing to line himself up again as positions swapping all over the place, side by side between Amuda and Wangan Ghost. Great respect and racing room left between those two as well. I think Wangan Ghost up into 6th. Side by side for the lead again. Again, CJ just muscled out a little bit. As this 4-car battle here as well. There's so much going off. Are you not entertained? Wangan Ghost looking to the outside. John Wandering comes steaming through. Do they get that move to stick? I don't quite think so, do they? This is definitely allowing... Oh, look at that, what Vitor making their way towards as well. Indeed, Wangan Ghost holding on at the moment. John Wandering being challenged by Vitor. Vitor looking to make a move stick. Just having to constantly check on what's happening with the lead scrap as well. Joe still doing a very good job holding on. Of course, tyre wear shouldn't really be a factor. It is on slightly, but with these short races, it doesn't go to the effect where you start really losing lap time. Vitor looking very racy at the moment. Wangan Ghost seeming to break away a little bit from John Wandering. We could be seeing something spectacular here. Look at that synchronize. Sends, pretty much. And Vitor manages to get that done. Flash of the lights from the BMW. The Brazilian Vitor manages to get it done. Meanwhile, Crazy John back up into the lead of the race. When did that quite happen? Look at this, side by side through here to the outside. Will be the inside for the hairpin. We brake late enough. Yep. And that is how CJ managed to get ahead. I'm so glad that we caught that on replay. Everyone would be so mad if we didn't. Speaking of catching stuff, side by side as they go into the straight there. The Honda, a little bit of a better run. And there you see the Toyotas starting to gain a bit of ground as well. Not too many laps to go here for race 1 of round 3 of the ARS Touring Car Championship Season 2. The Joe 2 guy looking to the outside line. CJ makes a mistake! A costly mistake from CJ in the braking zone. He's gonna have to work hard to get that position back, that's for sure. Here it was again, we're gonna have to see the telemetry data. There you see the car, I think he just turned in a bit early. And that allowed the Alfa Romeo to zip past in great style there. He does still have the fastest lap of the race though, does CJ, as Amuda still battling with Wang goes. This is so awesome! Amuda the head of this pack at the moment, Wang goes looking to the inside. Vitor looking to get themselves in the mix as well. John wondering there if any of these guys makes a mistake. Making their way up towards the top of the circuit, Wangan goes looking to have a run on the outside. Are they alongside? Just about. If they can hang on to that, that would be impressive. Look at that, still wheel-to-wheel stuff as they go over the straight. Or go onto the straight, rather. Juicy stuff still side by side as they make their way down. Who's going to be last of the late breakers? A bit of weaving there from Vitor. Perhaps just clearing a bit of dirt on the tyres. Wangan goes looking to the outside. Mistake there from them. And a mistake from Vitor as well. What happened to Vitor? We're going to have to see this from an on-board. You might be able to catch what happened to Wangan Ghost as well. Oh! Perhaps a bit of contact was there. Oh! Vital's actually had a fair bit of damage for a while, it would seem, because he's even got rear damage. That's odd. I must have missed that. Maybe that's how they dropped down the order after starting off quite well, making up some positions. Onto the final lap of race 1. It's all to play for. Every championship point counts, remember. The Joe2 guy just doing enough at the moment, but CJ has managed to close back in these few laps. Is definitely going to challenge. Look how close they get as they make their way through Sector 2. Looking to the outside, now looking for a cutback. You can tell from the wide entry compared to Joe's more shallow line, contrasting lines, that's what this circuit allows for with its cornering complexes. I think there's one last chance for CJ to get something done, and it has to be Ascend. It has to be Ascend. Joe defends the outside, the inside rather. Bit of a slip. It's going to be a cutback from CJ. Joe over the gravel! It's gonna be insane as they come across the line! Who's gonna get it? It's Joe! Unbelievable stuff! Joe takes it by 0.02 of a second, a quarter of a tenth practically. Awesome dueling between the two of them there. It's gonna be Quinners taking third ahead of teammate Hagee. Only one coming on in fifth. Amuda, fantastic dueling in that pack as well. They come home in sixth. Wang goes again. W's I'm pronouncing as V's on certain occasions anyway. They came home in seventh. Eighth for John Wondering and Vitor, which is actually pronounced like a letter V. They come home in ninth with that damage. There's the Joe2 guy. Look at that clean race bonus as well. That shows the kind of driving standards we have here in this fantastic series. Still another race to go though. I believe it's going to be the reverse grid race, so if you thought that was juicy, I'm rubbing my hands together. This was juicy. Speaking of juice, this particular stream is being brought to you by Vimto. Good stuff, good stuff. That was some proper juicy action. Gonna save the replay for a potential thumbnail. Still got another race, of course. If you enjoyed that one and all the action that was brought to it, and are you hyped for the next race coming up, be sure to leave a like on the stream. That was absolutely insane. Great dueling throughout the entire field. I don't recall there being any particular major incidents between two cars. I think the mistakes that were there were individual mistakes perhaps, although again, not quite sure what happened to Vitor to get all that damage, unless they hit a barrier or something. Perhaps there was a bit of contact somewhere. Nevertheless, we will be back shortly with race 2. Hope you're all looking forward to that. Great fan attendance here today at Autopolis, though social distancing seems to be out the window a bit. You see all the people up on the building over there. Fantastic venue. I've just noticed the Pac-Man logo there on the back panel of, well, not back panel, but where the rear glass would normally be, as CJ has left to clear replay space. Right, one thing, Hagee, if you are watching this, and I'll probably tell you in the chat anyway, if CJ rejoins, the reverse grid might have to be set manually. Yeah, okay, he's already on top of that. Fair enough. Fair enough. Good professionalism shown there by the race organisers. Good to see. Hello to Wangan Ghost in the chat. Question to you: are you American or are you Irish? Or are you like I forget, was it Don Panos that was Irish American or something along those lines? I forget. It'd be great to know that anyway in the chat. Hello to John Wondering again, now saying other stuff besides no one caring. There's 7 people currently caring and I'm one of them because I'm watching the stream as well. Born in Ireland, live in America. Okay. Okay. That makes sense now. Glad that we got that clarified, so thanks for that. Nice for you to be tuning in as well. Some great battling, by the way, from you and that whole mid to backpack. Backpack. Funny stuff. I'm very easily amused if that wasn't obvious. This is the kind of content you get when Mika isn't around. Swablu is back, so who was meant to be our pole sitter for the last race is now going to be to the back of the grid for the reverse grid race, from what I'm hearing, just so he doesn't get a tactical advantage from starting on pole for race 2, with it being the reverse grid thing and all the technicalities that can be debated somewhere with regards to that. I mean, I see it as fair enough. Swablu's gone again. Oh, fantastic. Oh, there we go. New lap count. 24 laps this time around. Temporarily American. That's a debate that's going to go on in the comments for a while, isn't it? Or the chat. Chat and comments, depending on when you're watching this. I wonder how many people actually watch these post-stream. Shout out to all you watching post-stream. After everything on live side has ended. Yeah, of course. Time of day has changed. We're now going to a later time of day. The lights are on for these majestic Group 4 machines. Track temperature gonna play a bit of a part here, so slightly less grip, and again slightly less tyre wear, you'd think as well. some of the guys making their way onto the circuit to assess the track conditions and the level of grip. Here we see ART Hagee the first out. I believe race 2 will be starting once everyone is ready to go. I'm certainly ready, especially after race 1. That was definitely worth the wait between the qualifying stream, which of course the lobby crashed, apologies for that, and today with the race. Of course, for anyone wondering with regards to the ARS Fuji 2-hour event, unfortunately that had to be cancelled due to entry list issues, unfortunately. But nevertheless, providing some fantastic action here from the Autopolis International Racing course. Just thought I'd give you a bit of a heads up on that other situation. John wandering into the pits for the Nukeshot Motorsport crew, making their way back onto circuit. Lexus experience amazing. Don't think we have any Lexi on the circuit. I don't believe it is allowed in this particular championship for special BOP and all of that good stuff. As there we see, I believe that's John Wandering and Amuda having a good time at turn 2, just sliding about. Here we go then. Race 2. A reverse grid race, and after getting that damage in race 1, it's going to be Vitor on pole position. They're in a very good spot. John Wandering 2nd, Wangan Ghost 3rd, Amuda 4th, Only One 5th, Hagee 6th, Roland 7th, CJ 8th, and Joe in 9th. We're about to get racing underway once again here at Autopolis. It is green, 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 and the cars are off. That BMW on the outside of John Wandering seems to get a very good launch as they're 3 wide there momentarily. I think that's still 3 wide towards the back. Maybe even 4 wide at places. There's a bottleneck! Oh, that's so unfortunate to see. 3 cars trying to take the same place, same piece of tarmac. Through all of that, Vitor still manages to hold on to the lead. Several cars are going to be damaged from that. Wangan Ghost looking for an absolute insane send around the outside. I think they're just going to lose positions from that. Indeed, the Joe 2 guy up to 3rd already, so the traffic is absolutely insane. Only One looking to stay side by side with the Joe 2 guy. A bit of sliding there from Quinners on exit the hairpin. Saw that in race 1 as well, so perhaps it takes a little while for the tyres to get up to temperature, especially now in the cooler conditions. The lights blaring as they make their way towards the second to last corner on the circuit. Joe looking to send it on the inside of Vitor. Only One up into the lead of the race. Hashtag Plasma Dynamics for the win. No bias there. Joe's actually going into the pit. Joe's picked up damage. So Joe picked up damage from all of that, as has Vitor. And Amuda as well. Amuda actually picked up engine damage from all of that. So several cars have been eliminated from that first lap skirmish. It is Only One leading them off in the Hyundai, followed by Crazy John. This is actually looking quite good for Crazy John there, with Joe unfortunately having to make a pit stop for repairs. It's one adversary out of the way, but still there's plenty of people to challenge, especially here we see Swablu in 3rd. Remember, they were at the back of the grid at the start of this. They were our pole sitter, but missed the first race. But they did show pace, of course, in that qualifying session, and they're showing it already by being up to 3rd. Here you see the battle for the lead. CJ looking to send it. Solid move there from the Honda driver. Bit of gravel being kicked up in the face of Swablu. Sure, he's not going to appreciate that. Can damage radiators, actually, if any of that gets into an air intake. course, this is GT Sport, so damage model a bit simpler than that. As I think CJ may have run a little bit wide out of turn 1, may have clipped the gravel. That's allowing only one a run to the inside line.com for everything ARS. The top 4 still very close together. Hagee looking to get onto that as well, and Wangang goes. I'm going to keep referring to them as all sorts throughout this. Swablu looking to the inside of only one. That's going to open the door for Quinners as well. We've seen Quinners make some very clever moves where a car ahead of him makes an overtake and he follows through. Can't quite do it this time around though. Looking to get a little bit of a run. Now if you're only one, what do? Do you go defensive or attacking in this? Looking to the inside there. Was there a smidge of contact? Maybe it's difficult to tell. The two of them still side by side. This is allowing CJ to escape up the road a bit. 1.1 seconds. That's out of slipstream range. Remember, that's 7/10 of a second now. Around that is slipstream range. No longer 1.3. So Swablu's got to do his best to get past if he wants to keep up. Still can't quite get it done. Little bit of onion barges again. Just unsettling. And this is allowing Quinners up into the mix as well. Swablu does indeed manage to get up into second place. Quinners up to third. Opportunist driving again there from the Irishman. Good stuff as... Oh! Running very wide there with a mistake. Goes only one. Do they pick up damage? They've got suspension damage. Has only one from that exchange. And so has Hagee. Both of them with the exact same. That front right suspension strut seeming to be damaged. So they make their way up towards that final complex. Now, be interesting to see whether they opt to stay out with the damage or go into the pits to see if they can gain the time back. Both of them staying out, and if I'm being honest, that would probably be my call as well. Difficult to drive the car with suspension damage compared to, say, aero damage, I suppose, because the car's actually pulling a direction. Nevertheless, Hagee, 4th place at the moment. Wangan goes in the Kestrel NSX all over the back of only one of the 2 green machines. Car 71 sticks behind for now. Meanwhile, the Joe 2 guy, through all of this scrapping, they are indeed making up positions. You see, they are damage free at this stage. Vital again, unfortunately, finding themselves down the order, even though they were on pole position for this reverse grid race. Things really haven't just gone quite as well as they would hope this time around for car 23. John wandering in 9th ahead of teammate Amuda, 9th and 10th for the GBM cars at this stage of the race. Going to be interesting to see how that battle continues, though they have dropped a fair bit back from the rest of the field, probably due to pit stops again. Crazy John, still that 1.1 second gap, and seem to have a slight edge on the Alpha on the straights. Well, actually no, it seems for the first half of the straight, the Honda seems to have the advantage. Then the second half, the Alpha seems to gain a little bit of ground back looking at the deltas. So to do with the rev range there, which is interesting enough. Winner's still in third. Hagee having to go a little bit defensive to hold on to fourth. Bit of a train developing there. Good defensive work though, as these two start battling. Wenger goes again looking for the space. Couldn't quite find it and lost the grip while searching for that space. I think we can just about hear the crowd there cheering as the guys make their way past. I think I just saw Jack Wilkinson at the side of the road as well. Another gap between Swablu and CJ. It's the same. So these guys pretty much identical. Here you see what I mean. The first part of the straight, the Honda gains, then round about here, the Alfa Romeo starts taking a few hundredths. Just about. I think the graphic just updated as the guys went across the line there. Whitehall in 8th. Amuda now ahead of John Wandering actually. So those two have swapped positions. Apologies for missing that. No damage for either car, so that must have been either a tactical move or a racing move between the two teammates there. Crazy John still leading these guys off, taking a fair bit of grass. He's got to be careful of that. Or actually no, he's got to be careful of the space between the grass and the curb, where the wheels are literally just on the air, pretty much, and complete brake traction. That's how things have gone for him in the past. He's going to do a good job at the moment though. Hope because the commentator doesn't happen there. That would be shocking. Quinner's third, breaking away from their teammate just a smidge at the moment. Only one still challenging Hagee. Hagee goes wide. Hagee goes wide. Remember, Hagee, I believe, championship leader going into this after pretty much a whitewash, going from Laguna Seca last time out for round 2, winning both races. Of course, race 2 being a very impressive feat, and back all the way to first within a space of a few laps. Only one looking to the inside, and the Hyundai manages to get the move to stick this time around. Now will only one be able to use that superior plasma dynamics to catch up to the back of Quinners, because Quinners hasn't exactly got slipstream from anyone. Nor is only one, but interesting to see the pace. Look at that aggressive move there from Hagee, but has he outbroke himself? Looking heroic. No, manages to get that to stick, so it was a legitimate heroic move there. Great action. Nice one, Hagee. If we did highlights packages, that would definitely make the cut as they make their way towards turn 1. Bit of a shoomy squeeze to the outside. Hagee defending his line. Only one not close enough to warrant right away there. Of course, front wheels not ahead of rear wheels of Hagee. Through this middle sector they go again. Very tight and twisty early part of the middle sector. All about the traction. I think the Hyundai's strength we've seen tends to be its straight line performance based on the speeds it gets in sector 1. Well, left the Toyota holding its ground at the moment, and in fact we have seen in earlier rounds that the Toyota definitely no slouch on the straights either. The gap between Swabble and CJ, well, would you know it, it's pretty much the same. In fact, it seems to have increased by a 10th or 2. So CJ really finding his rhythm, as there we see the Hyundai and Toyota battle continue. Will only one be able to hang it around the outside? I think Hagee's got this one covered. Oh! Only one just dipping the wheels onto the gravel there momentarily. I think just the grass, not quite all the way to the gravel. Just going to have to regather himself there. And also we've got to watch out for Wangan Ghost, who's right behind him as well. Going to go on board. We haven't actually had an onboard shot this race, which is surprising. There we see the Irish helmet design as well of Wangan Ghost. Good to see the creativity, not just from the liveries, but these guys' racing suits and helmets as well. Seem to be a bit far back for a lunge here, especially given we're not even halfway into the race. Only one contrasting lines again. There you see, looks like he's going wide for that first part, but gets a late apex, and look at the delta as the 10th, or hundredths rather, are gained by only one. Maybe around a 10th or 2 at the end of that straight, because of that momentum. Wagon Ghost just out of the slipstream range. I think they're back into it now. A much better turn 1 from them. Crazy John and Swablu. Still a lot of tension, a lot of pressure. Even though they're not battling on circuit like Crazy John was with Joe in race 1, you gotta think the pressure is building on both of these guys. Any slip up could cost a potential win here. And again, very consistent drive so far from Roland Jupiter, holding his own, car 94. Hagee as well. Both of the Arrows Racing Team Toyotas, or Arrows Racing Blue Toyotas I should say, or Arrows Racing Pink and Purple here today, of course, with the special liveries. Both of them have been doing really well, especially race 1, with consistently getting points of the team, has to be said. They have definitely been towards the sharper end of the field. It's absolutely melting in the commentary booth here today. It's mad because there was it was sunny for the early part of the day, and then not too long ago we had some rain showers, followed by some recent thunderstorms as well, so all sorts happening in the comms booth here today on Radish Island, or wherever I am. Check in on the GBM pedal. These two still quite evenly matched actually. The two Golden Bear Motorsports BMWs. Less than a second between the two of them. Could yet see either of them swap positions yet again. Or if someone picks up damage, then could jump them in the pits. Have to see how things develop regarding that. Of course, wouldn't want to wish damage on anyone. Accidents happen, that's as simple as it is. Crazy John, again another fancy helmet design. The gap seemed to increase more and more. 2 seconds now, the gap between him and Swablu. 111.782. I'm just going to cross-reference that momentarily, as I don't believe we've got any battles quite happening. Maybe between Only One and Hagee. I'm just going to quickly check. Okay, it's not quite the qualifying time. It's off by around half a tenth of a second, but nevertheless showing that kind of pace from the front of the field. Always good to see, especially after the break. Because side by side, Hagee and Only One into turn 1. Hagee well defended there by them. Racecraft on point once again. On board here with car 13 of Only One, making their way towards the hairpin. Look how close they close up. They're nearly contact. Slight tap. Not enough to even unsettle the car. There may be a slight dent in the rear bumper. That's about it. You can see a little bit. If you're watching this in HD, which I don't even know if the stream... It's probably in HD, I'd assume. I don't know. You'd hope so anyway in 2020, wouldn't you? We can just about see some of the scratches on the back of Hagee's car. From a little bit of bumping and barging that's been going off. Again, contrasting lines. Here you see the slipstream now coming into effect. And enough room to actually get a pretty decent run here over the Toyota. Again, Hagee forcing them to the outside of the circuit. Good defense again by them. Oh! Whew. No idea how they got that one stopped. As I believe they are losing a bit of time due to this battling from their teammate, who's up in third at the moment. No doubt Hagee would be wanting a podium of his own, especially given the championship situation. but he's got other fish to fry at the moment, it would seem. Other issues to be dealing with. Wangan Ghost a little bit further back, as well as these two looking close again. Just notice again slightly contrasting lines. I think only one, oh, was he trying to go for the inside of that slight kink onto the straight there? That was interesting. Here we go again. It's going to be like this for the remainder of the race if this keeps up. You gotta think, if this move keeps on not working for only one, maybe he's going to have to start trying something slightly different sooner or later. Again, slight bit of contact between the two of them. Nothing major. Oh! As there seemed to be a little bit more contact that time around. A bit of damage to only one's car. Actually, no, I think they had that earlier on. Oh yeah, but both of these cars are the cars that had damage earlier on, weren't they? I could be wrong on that. Only one certainly has damage. Not 100% sure if it was from that. I'm just going to check. Nope, they had it before. Oh, wait! Someone span out. Who's that? It's not any of the leaders, I think. It was Amuda. Amuda spinning out at turn 1. We're going to have to see this on replay. John wandering ahead of them already at this point. I think just trying to keep up with their teammate, they outbroke themselves over the grass. Yep. Into the gravel, and there's the spin. Oh, and again running a little bit wide. Amuda has lost 7 seconds to their teammate and could be under threat from being lapped from the end of the race. Could really throw a spanner into the works for CJ, though he does have a 2.6 seconds gap, so if he does have to lap Amuda, he has the time to be patient with it. Swablu staying very consistent, but not quite fast enough, it would seem. He just clips the gravel. Winner's still doing a very solid job. Now 3 seconds over their teammate. Hagee has a little bit of a gap, but that's going to close down again thanks to the slipstream. Meanwhile, actually the Joe 2 guys managed to get past Wangan Ghost. I'm going to see if I can catch that at some point. Hagee goes very deep. That's going to allow only one back through. One too many defences, and it doesn't pay off this time. So only one was actually right to keep on trying the same move. Seemed to work out for them in the end. Meanwhile, I'm just going to see. Oh, that must have happened a few laps ago or so then. Apologies for that. But Joe up to 6th. And now he's going to be thinking points again, because Hagee is right there ahead of him. 1.7 seconds up the road, so not slipstream range, but could be gaining on him a bit. We know the kind of pace that Joe has. Oh, look at the backfire. Especially in these lighting conditions, that's fantastic to watch. Nearly 3 seconds CJ has over Swablu now. Around 6 laps to go, 5 3/4-ish. The battle for 4th still very much on, and actually, looking at that as he just saw Wangan Ghost dip the wheels over into the gravel a bit, just putting himself in the mirrors there, Hagee. But if these two do start battling again, that could definitely bring Joe into the mix, and then in turn could bring Wangan Ghost into the mix again. Could have a 4-car scrap towards the end of this race. Again, enjoying this. Be sure to leave a like on the stream. I'm certainly enjoying this. Though I'm not self-obsessed to the point of leaving likes on my own videos. At least I think not. Hagee looking for a move. Only one narrow line. He's defending the insideline.com yet again. Late apex. That seems to be the way to go. Somewhat similar to what we saw at the Fuji 2-hour event with the practice and qualifying sessions that were broadcasted. Late apex is helping get a very good run onto the straight. As Hagee goes very wide, somehow manages to save it. Gonna have to see that one again. Proper juicy stuff as they made their way through turn 1. There you see the correction. Well done for holding on to that, but that's just going to bring Joe closer, and indeed he's getting closer and closer towards that slipstream range, that juicy slipstream range. But well held again. Good car control by our championship leader at the moment. Here we see the Joe 2 guy. To go on board with him. Just having a look at the battle ahead again, contrasting lines. Narrower from Joe, less of a late apex, and here you see the compromise that leads to. Hagee gaining time on the straight. 4 laps to go. 3 3/4 for the leaders, I believe. Quinner's third seems pretty much safe, bar any mistakes, of course. So he can pretty much bring the car home at his own pace, I think. Especially if these guys continue to scrap. And in fact, Joe is closer to Hagee than Hagee is to only one. This could be crucial here. If only one manages to break away because of that. Although... oh, and now it's swapped. 3.2 seconds the gap now. And actually, look at the lap time, a 1:11.560. Not quite sure when that was set. Hold on. Oh, it was literally that lap. So, very impressive stuff from the Mad Greek, Crazy John. As, did they actually get past a mood already? Yep, it would seem so. I just noticed John wandering in shot in 9th. As, look at this between these two. Oh! Bit of onion barges between these two as they made their way through here. Will Joe be able to send it through here? I think he's just going to stick behind for now. I want to see this one again. I think, did Joe go to the outside and then Hagee not quite see him? To the outside he went, and then there's the contact. Shoving him onto the grass slightly. Nothing major. Don't think either car got damaged from that. Robust defense. Here comes CJ up towards John wandering. Of course, flag rules aren't actually on because that involves ghosting, and ghosting, of course, not part of the simulation experience. So CJ gonna have to just hope that John wandering realizes there's a car behind him, sends it on the inside, and John wandering actually goes off the circuit and he spins out. Now he's gonna have to be careful because he could be a hazard if he rejoins on safely. I think he's holding the brakes as he's just about there, and he actually loses position to Amuda, their teammate, because of that. So the GBM battle continues. Approaching the final lap of race 2. Crazy John managed to get through the chaos of lap 1. and has pretty much stayed unchallenged since. Swablu managed to stay with him for a while. Just hasn't had quite the same lap pace, it would seem. Interested to see how the BMWs filter into all of this in the mid-pack. Hagee looking to defend the inside once again. I don't know if Joe's actually going to get a run. Yeah, he's going to have to be late on the brakes to do so. No, he's not quite got it. And again, bit of a run. He stays to the inside this time, does Hagee. Slight switch of tactics. Tic-tacs. I forget who was it in the TSR touring car series that actually ran a tic-tac livery, I think, on a BMW. Good times. But as fastest lap holder and what will soon be race winner Crazy John makes their way to the final corner, it is a win for them here today. Congratulations to them. Race 2 of round 3. Swablu comes home in second, a very commanding second as well. Quinner's going to hold on for third. It's going to be a photo finish between these two, Amuda and them. John Wondering also comes across the line. Hagee just holding on to fifth ahead of Joe in sixth. Only one good result for them in fourth. Wangan goes in seventh. Vital, the last on the lead lap, they're going to come home in eighth. Difficult weekend for them. And of course the GBM cars, ninth for Muda, 10th for John Wondering. But congratulations to Crazy John on a very solid result there indeed. There you see it, clean race bonus, fastest lap, up 7 positions. Yep, indeed, John Wondering is a bit of a crazy turn 1, 3 into 1, doesn't go. Gonna save the replay in that one, Chief. Whew. Well, that was enjoyable. Hope you guys have enjoyed it as well. Again, if you have, be sure to leave a like, consider subscribing with the notification bell and all that other stuff that YouTubers say. In order to stay in touch with us here on Nukeshot Media for future rounds from the ARS Touring Car Championship, as well as other events or things happening on the channel. CJ asking for some interviews. I suppose we could do that. Could get some of these guys in. So I just scroll through the list of many people. Whew. I'm feeling quite exhausted after all that. And I'm not even the one driving. Whew. As I believe he is here. Hello to Crazy John, winner just now of race 2. Congratulations on a fantastic result there.
That was tough. I literally just took a break from creating tracks on GTA just so I could race. It was a nice break, and I mean, if I had the chance to replay the first race just to gain 27,000, I would happily do that.
Of course, race 1, a fantastic photo finish. That's going to be one on intro videos for many years to come, probably, for ARS. That was definitely a fantastic moment. Of course, just missing out on that occasion. Reminiscent of NES at Tokyo, almost. You may recall that. Very close photo finish. I
don't know, as I was in second to last. in that race. So.
Oh, I thought that. No.
I remember.
Yeah,
I remember.
that
Season 4.
that Tokyo race. Yes.
Season 4, yeah. Yeah, that one. That was pretty much the same thing. Even though that was like a 3-lap battle, not a full race on battle.
Still a very close photo finish, and we have the other half of that photo finish. Race winner of race 1 here today, of round 3. We have the Joe 2 guy here as well. Congratulations on that good result there in race 1.
Big thank.
And that concludes this interview with the Joe 2 guy. No. You guys. Yeah, it seemed to go quite well for you. Great battling between the two of you as well throughout that entire race 1.
It was, but I don't know what to say about it.
Oh, fair enough. Some great racecraft that I noted as well. It was very aggressive racecraft, but also very fair and clean. It's exactly what we like to see here in the ARS Touring Car Championship.
Yeah, I've not had to defend like that for quite a long time anyway. Or for that long.
Yeah.
I suppose it would have been NES the last time I had to do that.
Yeah, bet you're quite glad that your old playmate CJ's back to,
of course.
you know, to put on the pressure.
Crying emoji.
Oh dear. Of course, good result there for you. Race 2.
Race 2.
Yeah, race 2. Didn't quite go
one
your
slowed
way.
people up in front of me and I got front bumper and left front damage.
I was actually really lucky that I didn't get damage. I saw Joe slow down really quickly and I reacted. Somehow I avoided any contact, both with the guys at front and with the guys at the back, so don't know what happened.
Yeah, something happened with the three at the front. Why did it come back on?
Death happened.
Well, at turn 1, from what I saw on the cameras anyway, it was just the case of 3 cars all trying to get the inside line. So, that was fun.
It seems to narrow into turn 1 as well, it doesn't help.
Yes, indeed, that was the case. We also have TSR Swablu here today as well. Hello. Good race 2 from you. Unfortunately, didn't get to see you in race 1, even though you did get the pole position actually a couple weeks ago at this circuit. Starting from the back of the grid for race 2, you certainly showed your pace return, but not quite enough to catch CJ in the end, it would seem.
No, I think it's a case of having the 4% balance, just can't get any speed on acceleration, corner exit. And then combined with CJ being a quick driver already, it's definitely not easy.
Indeed, but nevertheless, good, well-fought battle between you guys in terms of, you know, lap times and that, especially earlier on, where you were still just about in slipstream range. I'm not quite sure what this necessarily does to the championship standings. Everything's completely thrown out the window at this point.
Yeah, do I even get any ballast? Who knows?
There's probably me just exaggerating and stuff, but eh.
Maybe.
Anyway,
There
good
was another
results.
battle on the track,
Good results.
and that was controlling the Alpha.
Of course, very tricky car to ride. It seemed somewhat okay, at least compared to some of the previous rounds. Have you guys at TSR managed to work on the setup quite a bit since then?
Oh yes, the fixed setup that we could work on.
There goes my job as an interviewer.
It's just how to approach corners very carefully and the same every time.
I'll rephrase that. Have you had much time to practice since the qualifying 2 weeks ago?
No.
Oh!
Practice was in this lobby, basically.
Wait, what's practice?
Don't know.
Fair enough.
Someone look up the definition.
Of course, as you can also hear, we also have Roland Jupiter here, known as Quinners on the channel, fan favourite. Quinners, how you been, lad? Good racing today. 3rd place in race 2, of course.
Yeah, races. The first race, my teammate, ART Hagee, he was behind me and we just said I'll just sit up in front. He just tucked in behind me. The second race, I just sat in behind everyone to turn one and just let, obviously, whatever happened. And then I just cruised all the way to finish trying to get on, which I had no real problem. Besides the car being very heavy, and then I'm going to be heavier.
Of course, the fat
Oh
boy
yeah,
making a
success
return.
balance is also a thing. I forgot about that.
Does anybody know
Yeah.
what fuck it is next week?
If Tokyo
I
is
could-
first one.
Which layout?
NES 4 layout, is it?
The one with the dogs.
Oh, NES
South
5.
Finland. Oh,
No, I don't think it's the one with the docks. It's
yes.
Yeah, it's
South
NES 5,
Finland.
but not the dot version of it.
South Finland.
Could be running with 7% balance.
If that's the one with the stupid ass chicane, then it's South South
Yeah,
Africa.
that's it. She came before the last score there.
Aw.
Hey, that chicane, don't diss that chicane, that is the greatest chicane to ever grace the history of Gran Turismo.
Not for the Alva, it hates curves.
Stop complaining, you're the Johto guy, I mean, come on.
I'll be the Josu guy for crashes there.
Oh dear. But, back to Quinners, if I may. A consistent set of results actually for Arrows Racing Blue, or Arrows Racing Pink and Purple as I referred to you today. That seems to bode quite well for you, rather, get my words out properly, in the Teams Championship, does it not?
I haven't heard what the points are.
Well, I know Hagee was at the top of the Drivers' Championship, I believe, going into this, so has to be good.
Yeah, I think it's very close in the teams now. I don't know who's leading, but after what happened to Joe in race 2 and all, it kind of gave us a chance to grab more points from them. With me finishing P3 twice, and then Brandon finishing behind me first race, and then P5 I think in the second. We should have good points, I like to think, from there. So.
Looking quite strong for you in that regard. So, anything else to add? Remember, of course, you are on live stream.
Yes. Well, then.
Do any of you want to say hi to your parents or anything?
Shout out to my delivery man for not bringing my food quicker.
Oh dear.
Wow.
Well, hopefully.
I'd like to give a shout out to Jack Wilkinson on the cam.
Of course, there we
Big
go.
up, big
There
up.
we go. Big up Jack Wilkinson, of course.
Big up Zach Wilkinson and big up Zokeo for actually not missing any battle. That you've impressed me, mate.
Oh, thanks. I'm making
Also give a
some
shout out.
improvements then.
There was only really, I think in the second race, there was only really kind of one battle, and that was Brandon and only one, I think.
Yeah, race 2 didn't have many things to miss.
Besides turn 1, that's all.
It had an insane first lap, that's for sure. Then things seemed to quiet down a little bit, but
The pit entry
nevertheless.
was fun because I hadn't practiced that.
Oh, you did the wall. so.
I've just survived.
I've hit that wall too many times. You never know.
Oh dear.
I'm practicing.
Great banter, it really, really is. So, if you guys will allow me, I believe that pretty much
Quite, 'cause I'm looking
concludes
at the
today's
points.
stream. So,
I think Brandon's still going to be leading the championship by the look of it, given the gaps going into this race. Don't know
Thank-
how much by, but he'll be up there.
I don't know, it'd be very close. It'd be a lot more close.
of
Would
course,
be a lot closer if I had any teammates to help.
oh, sad times.
I mean, the
All
only
of them are busy in other games and FIA, so.
I've just been doing F1.
yeah, same career mode.
It's very different coming back to when
Can-
Alpha tries to kill you.
So about that outro.
No, there is no outro.
Yeah, permission to end the stream? Please.
Do it.
Okay.
Access denied.
Oh, here we go, here we go. But in all seriousness, I hope you guys have all enjoyed the action here today provided by these majestic mortals. And hope to see you next time out if it is indeed the Tokyo Expressway. Going to be some fantastically juicy action there as well in a week's time, provided everything goes well.
Do enjoy some juicy action.
Indeed. Such juice, much wow. So, okay. No, no need for any of that on stream, lads. But from all of us here anyway at Nukeshot Media, it's goodbye from us. Have a nice evening. Or whatever, I don't know at this stage. Goodbye, everyone.